It's a reality 1982 Leo Routins could only dream of. Canadians are dominating the NBA playoffs.
Why you date Leo like that, man?
I thought he played in black and white.
I got nothing. Fab's got no Leo slander. This is Basketball Island. Hein, Hambone, Wes, Fab. And man, I'm showing love to Leo Routins because
much love. Think
about the world then and the world we live in now. We're coming off a game where Shai absolutely goes off, and I don't know if you knew this, his cousin, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, also.
Why you doing Doris Berry
like
that too, man? It's too.
Well, it's like, dude, how many times you got to see this photo? Game one was enough, but like you're still just bring it up now, Connor, in case you didn't know. They're cousins.
You're right. They are milking that photo a little bit, yeah.
But Nickeil Alexander-Walker was amazing last night, and Canadians are having a moment in these NBA playoffs.
Man, I was happy. Like, I felt like joyful watching Shai and Nickeil guard each other in Game 4 of Western Conference Finals. Like, I think it's unbelievable. I think it's great for the sport, great for the country, and it's kind of cool to watch. And these guys are like carrying their respective teams in that game.
Like, even Leo aside, think about us. All of us are around the same age.
Oh.
Could you imagine, like, when we were in high school, something like this happening? Like, Steve Nash was all we had.
Yeah. No, I didn't. I mean, with all due respect, I didn't see this happening this soon, right? Mm-hmm. So the Raptors won the title in 2019. Like, it's only, in my opinion, going to get better and going to be more fruitful.
Yeah, Shai's impact winning the MVP is definitely going to be felt on the younger generation watching him. I'm sure that'll be inspiring to young Canadian ballers everywhere. And he's chasing a really special season, league MVP and a title, and likely a finals MVP if they win, if we're being realistic. The odds are greatly in his favor. Last guy to do that was Steph Curry, 2015. And if you look at some of the names who've had that type of season, it's Curry, LeBron, Jordan. Like, you're talking about special players have only accomplished that.
To your point, I did a video on this the other day. Shai's numbers this year and the first potential title year are the exact same as 90-91 Jordan. Mm-hmm. They're the only two players to have the season of 35-5, 60-win team with a steal and a block.
Yeah, but who took more free throws?
But that's the thing. But it's that special of a season that, like, Jordan, that was Jordan's, he won the MVP and that was his first ring. And I feel like Shai needs this. Even when he gets a title, he's still probably
Shai don't need it. He's taking it.
Yes.
Like, he's that dude right now. Best player in the league.
It's funny, though, that we all really like him. We're Canadian. We're obviously going to support him, but he's kind of a villain on social and in the States. People really, really don't like him. I mean, and it's getting to the point where it can't even be objective. Every time he gets fouled, I need to see a dump of tweets saying like he's like the guy gets fouled. Well, he drives to the net.
So I don't think it's people don't like him. I think people just are followers and they listen to what other people. Dead ass.
I love it.
I think they literally just follow what has been popular in terms of comment section hilarity. And this joke has hit before. I'm gonna just keep back and echo chamber that. I think 95% of these people don't watch a single full game of Shai. So all they see is these highlight reels on IG, which is probably how 95% of these people get their information anyways. And all they get is the clip of Shai getting fouled, the highlight pack getting cut by some random comedy account that's just like chirping on Shai. None of these guys actually watch the games, because if you're watching the games, that's like not an essential part of his game. He's a mid-range, like a Finicano, whatever you want to call it.
Assassin.
There's no one. So the one thing I like about his mid-range game in today's modern NBA, how defenses are set up, that's the space that's being afforded now.
Yep.
And yeah, sure, it's a kind of low analytics kind of zone to score in.
Not if you hit it every time, though.
But it's the zig and zag, right? Now all defenses are leaving it open, so you got more space than ever to score in that range. And credit to him, he's making it work. But going back to the comments, like, there's a reason why he's a villain. I don't think he's a villain. I think it's just people just looking for engagement online, trying to get clout, and they're just saying whatever they can to make others laugh.
Yeah, and I think to add to your point with his game, he really emphasized adding a more reliable three this year. Mm-hmm. It's not the ultimate strength of his game, but he's gotten good enough at it that you have to somewhat respect it. And now he's got the infinity stone of the 3-level scoring, man. He's mid, three, get to the line, get to the paint. I mean, He's just unguardable.
It all plays off of each other. And you even mentioned it, Wes, of like, that's what the defense is giving you. Even look at yesterday. They're trying to defend that. He is just so smooth that he is shaking loose. And that mid-range, it's aesthetically beautiful to watch how he can free himself off to get that shot. And if you try to defend it, he's going to hesitate and go right to the lane for a layup anyways.
He's got a very good way about being able to lull you to sleep for like a second into like around the free throw line extended and just step back on you. And he's just kind of perfected that art. I'm very like surprised that Minnesota didn't implement the same defense that OKC did towards Ant, where it's like, this guy is going to kill you. Even with a one-on-one contest, he's going to shoot over you. He's that good. I think you almost have to take Shai out the game. OKC did that to Ant-Man and pretty much nullified him in that first half, which was incredibly disappointing. I was also kind of disappointed by his post-game comments. Felt a little, listen, Ant-Man's young, he's 23, felt a little immature. Like, I just didn't think he was aggressive enough. If a team doubles you and they're trying to take the ball out of your hands, once you give that ball up, you still need to be a factor.
Move.
I felt a lot of times he would give the ball up and just kind of float behind the three-point line. I didn't like that from Ant, and I thought his post-game comments kind of exacerbated a little bit of the immaturity that we've seen from him that game.
Let's play those, Connor. Roll the clip of Ant-Man post-game.
I don't look at it like I struggled or he struggled. They had a good game plan, making us get off the ball. Especially for me, man, it was super in the gaps. I made the right play all night, so I don't really look at it like I struggled.
And I just want to add a point. It's funny you say, Shai's kind of a villain. Well, look at Ant. What he standing on the side of the court on the perimeter. Where's the flame for that, right? Again, this is kind of how these things get built in this day and age. Like, it's just SGA's gotten this track record in the past on social media, so people just stack on it. People love Ant. People love Ant. So with that charisma, you never hear anything negative, because guess what's going to happen? If you come with any negativity, his army's going to come on the other way. So you're not going to be able to have a voice, and then you feel like an idiot online making a comment that's counter to what's popular. Everybody's just doing what's popular.
Go off, King.
Well, but also, and sorry,
So like, it's not fair. It's not fair to say like, oh, Shai's the villain, Ant's like the hero. Well, look at how played in this game. He's not the hero. They're both good players.
Both great players.
But look at how they're being received. You're not hearing anything about Ant right now, about his how negative he was.
He's the
in that
anti-LeBron.
game.
He's protected. It's like he can. How many duds is this? Sorry, Fab. This is your corner. You've been saying this since last year. But how many duds is this guy going to have? And the media is not going to be vocal and call that guy out.
Yeah, listen, I love Ant, like everybody else.
Yeah.
Super charismatic, very young, super exciting to watch. But you have to hold, if you're going to pump his tires as, this guy could be one of the GOATs in the league, when he has good games, you also have to acknowledge when he has duds. And this playoffs has been a little bit erratic for him.
Yeah.
Whereas, and I always compare it to a guy like Jason Tatum, who's the whipping boy of the public NBA, where Tatum, whenever he has a bad game, he gets crucified.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, he's accomplished a lot more than Edwards has in his career, and is still treated way worse by the general public.
Okay, so taking things back to where we started, which is Canada basketball, and we've seen it with Nemhard, we see it with Dort, Mathurin not having a good playoffs, but hey, he's still part of that.
Good player.
Where is this going? 5 years from now, are we looking at a Canada team that we think we thought they could have medaled last Olympics and whatever.
Probably
they
should have.
They got batumed. So where is this going?
Yeah.
I mean, you got to think the pipeline is going to keep producing talent. Even in this year, there should be a first rounder, Will Riley. So you got to think that guys are just going to keep coming through. And it's becoming more and more. The NBA is becoming more and more populated with Canadian players. That's only getting bigger.
If it's Indy and OKC in the final, 30% of the starting lineups is going to be Canadian, right? And something to say about these Canadians rising to the occasion come playoff time. Jamal Murray, Andrew Nemhard, their numbers just soar come playoff time. I think the future is incredibly bright. And I think, to me, if you're a Canadian basketball fan, you want to see Indy and OKC in the final. Hey, Pascal Siakam's an honorary Canadian.
So that's also the former Raptor element is also a part of this too, because, and I've liked this lately, the 2019 Raptors 6 years later are finally getting their flowers, where people are saying, wait a minute, you could have a lineup of Fred, Norm Powell,
OG,
Kawhi, OG, and Siakam. That's a title team right now.
Yeah.
The way all of these guys are kind of playing, it's crazy that it took this long for people to come around in the 2019 Raps.
It connects to the current Canadian players that are in the playoffs. We talked about this in the previous round. kind of a graduation moment for OKC and the youth of that team. Same thing here with a lot of these players that were former Raptors. You're seeing them mature in these roles where they have a bigger leadership role on their respective teams, and they're all coming through. It's a pecking order thing, right? And they're all getting their chance to shine. And I know you love OG and what he's doing in New York. OG is being put in a role that is perfect for what his skill sets are, right? He's not being asked to do more, or he's not demanding to do more than what he should be doing. So everybody just seems to be in the right place. Even Pascal's in a perfect role.
That applies to him as well.
Yeah,
I got way
perfect second fiddle.
Yeah.
He's playing in this like beautiful offensive system that's not creating too much of a burden for him. He doesn't have to. Like, let's be honest, man. He's a great player, but never built to be the one.
No.
on a team of this level.
And
I don't
he's not
know.
the one on
and
the
I don't know.
Pacers, right?
And Halliburton's not like a true one because he's more of a playmaker than a scorer. But they're just so deep with offensive talent that he can have nights where he doesn't have to put the team on his back.
We're seeing the best parts of Pascal Siakam. Mismatch demon and a floor runner. That's what made
which
him
fits
so
the team,
special
and
in
that's what the
Toronto.
team is.
Kyle Lowry hit aheads to Pascal, who just steams through the court past everybody for easy layups. Like, he's doing this in the playoffs. That dude does not get tired. He's an athletic monster. And I gotta say though, going back to OG real quick, like that defensive possession on Aaron Nesmith in Game 3.
He yelled at him after.
Oh yeah.
What about
man,
what about was it?
Too excited?
Was it Game 1 when Siakam blocked OG? How did you feel? That was Raptors fans were like, man, I don't know, man. I don't know how to feel.
I think Hambone was thinking, but at least we got RJ.
Brother.
Okay, back to this series. As someone who has money on Minnesota plus 2.5 series spread, is there any shot they win Game 5?
Nah,
You're calling it?
This dude, just Connor, cue up Joker and Dark Knight, burn the money.
Not about the money. It's about sending a message. Everything burns.
That's exactly what has happened with your Minnesota plus 2.5 bet.
I need to see Ant-Man come out with the same level of force
Dude, but
that he did in Game 3.
That game was must win. Where was Ant-Man? Dude, I don't care if they're doubling you. And we saw this even going back to last year against Dallas. You cannot have a dud. Put your head down and go to the basket.
I would say to me, obviously Ant-Man not coming out with aggression in that first half was disappointing. I thought his off-ball defense was also, like, he got caught napping multiple times, allowed many offensive rebound opportunities. Ant-Man's going to get the blame because he's the head of that snake. He's the alpha. Like, Julius Randle.
We're used to Randall no-showing, though.
I know, but there was like something just really ugly about that Game 4 performance where you're just kind of, anytime you have the ball, your instinct's just to back your ass up into someone, even if you're at the 3-point line. You're just going to dribble backwards into like a swarm of OKC hands and limbs and then make an awful pass into people's shoelaces.
Dude, welcome to Julius Randle's career.
I know.
Like, what do you expect?
We were all sitting there watching that game being like, why does he have the ball? Why is he initiating
That's on Finch.
offense?
That's on Finch. Finch, like the way that game started, Randall was running most of the offense, and we're watching. We're like, why is this happening right now? Why is Ant standing in the corner, and why is Randall posting up Lou Dort 20 feet from the net?
This didn't make sense because, like, Ant-Man, okay, so in theory, if you're getting doubled, that means Ant-Man, 2 defenders are towards Ant, and that should create opportunities on other sides of the court. If the ball is swung,
Well, it did lead to open threes. DiVincenzo had a ton of open threes.
and his role players hit a lot of shots, so credit to them. I didn't think all those shots were necessarily easy or open. They were banging from the corners as well, which OKC is the shot that that they give up a lot. I just thought, to me, Ant-Man he got much better as the game went along. It's just I need to see a little more aggression.
When the floor is like the basement after that first half.
Well, okay, I think for Game 5, just bet on Ant points, rebounds, assists, everything. He has to come out swinging, right?
Yeah.
Like
I'm not getting burned by this guy.
Take
anymore,
30,
man.
I mean,
take 30
no,
shots.
no, but his Game 2 and 3 numbers were good.
I know, but like,
I'm just saying, like,
he's too inconsistent for me to ever want to bet on him.
So, yeah,
because you always get those duds.
This leads to my point where, like, I was seeing this. They're saying, oh, well, yeah, look, the Timberwolves only lost by like 2 points and only had 20, like whatever number of points he had. I don't think you can use the argument both ways, especially when you talk about Shai's MVP. People saying like, oh yeah, well, Shai's got such a good team around him. Well, what? Him and J-Dub, 74 points. Randall and Ant, 21. You can't use the argument both ways. Shai carried them to that win.
Well, also, too, Chet, what a performance from
Yeah,
Chet.
but what I'm trying to say is like, oh, people saying, oh, Jokic only lost because he didn't have as good as a team as Shai. Okay, now in a game where Shai and Jada put up 74 points, you're trying to use the counter. Well, Minnesota should have had that game, man, and Julius only had 21 points. Which way is it?
Yeah.
Which way you can't use an argument just to support it one way and then use it as your literally a counter argument the other way. Shai carried them to this win. He's the MVP, and you saw it in that game. Ant is just not in the same class as him. He is literally on a different level.
Levels to
And credit to J-Dub and Chet to rise to the occasion in the biggest game of their lives. Something that I think a lot of people were skeptical about whether OKC's second and third fiddles can actually rise
biggest
to
question
the
mark
occasion.
heading into these playoffs.
I thought defense, like J-Dub, he set the tone that game.
Yeah.
And then
Early
Chet,
too, yeah.
Early, and then Chet, his defense,
Oh, that
his
block,
rim
that last
protection.
block. Connor, get the block. Let's all just.
Oh man, let's all just look.
You want
at
to say
it.
we glaze in the comments? Let's just like watch this block.
Yeah,
A thing of beauty.
Man, I thought they really provided the jolt, and they rose to the occasion. Fab, you made that point before we even taped. The maturity, we're witnessing this team become more mature. They are now adults,
But
and
it was
they're doing it on the big
It was
stage.
everything too. Like, man, how many times was Caruso just running the baseline, open in the dunker spot, and it's like, oh, cool, I'll take this easy bucket right here. OKC as a team, very impressed. The defense was shaky. Defense wasn't great, but like I think that's just Minnesota hit the threes. And that's gonna happen.
Minnesota banged a lot of threes, and I thought kept Minnesota in that game in the first half, where I thought their best two players faded hard.
Yeah.
Faded very hard, and I was very disappointed.
Let's transition to what is maybe the biggest talking point from that game. We had arguably the game of the playoffs, but the last minute was ruined by up three.
Tainted. I wouldn't say ruined.
Tainted by up three, and we're going to do the right analytical play. We're going to foul so we can't get beat by a three. Now, we have some differing opinions here. I know Hambone, me and you are aligned. I hate this. I wish that they could fix this. Fab, you disagree.
Yeah, I mean, these are the rules. So do you want to win the game or not? I know it's
But I think that's the point, though. Should they change the rules?
Yes.
It's less entertaining for sure. I'm not opposed to a rule change where maybe last 2 minutes, if you're up and you intentionally foul, it's a penalty. What's the rule in FIBA exactly?
So international rule is you have to make a play on the ball. Like if you go and just hug a guy, they're going to say that's a intentional foul and it's one shot in the ball. Versus in the NBA, you can do that and it's just a foul.
I'm not against the rule change, but for now, it's the smart thing to do. So I subscribe to coaches doing it. Like I've been yelling at Raptors coaches for years for doing this because I wouldn't let them get the game tying three off. You can't.
To Fab's point, he's right. If those are the rules, you play within them, and I think OKC executed that to perfection. However, we're in an entertainment business.
Yeah, but they robbed us of a fun finish.
A great game got tainted by a team being rewarded for committing a penalty, right? An act that is not native to the spirit of the game. To me, a simple rule fix to start that I would love to see implemented ASAP Rocky is you cannot take fouls in the backcourt. Late in the game, minute left, 2 minute left, whatever your standard is for that, you cannot foul in the backcourt. To me, that is not really true to the essence of the game. You're up the entire game. You earned that lead. Defend on the final possession.
So that will kind of make you have to make a decision because someone could try to force a three and then if you get caught
I think
fouling.
those decisions will be even more high leverage when a player crosses half, catches it off a curl maybe. And guys are like, I was talking to our boy Risky before the show too. Like guys are now like they can load up from the logo and bang threes from there. If someone gets off a little curl or a pin down around the logo area late in the game, you're gonna rise for a shot. Teams, I think, will be dissuaded from doing that, even though right now, I agree, it's probably the best thing to do based on the current rules, but it needs to be removed from the game because I thought we were robbed of one of the best games of the playoffs.
Yeah, I think that's the thing with all sports, not just basketball. You're always drawing a fine line as what do you value, like what's more important, winning or having like a very entertaining product to watch? No sport has it perfect, but you're trying to find a fine line where you kind of balance the two. I'm with Fab in the sense that, hey, look, we play this game to win. This is the playoffs. This is winning time. I don't care about your entertainment. Like, you ask Kevin Durant, you give an F about what you see on the court. No, he's there to ball. He's there to win. And it's the same thing in the situation. It's no different.
Now, but also,
sorry, just one more thing. And just to your point, like you're not being rewarded. You're giving the team 2 points or 2 free throws, so you're not being rewarded.
yes, you are.
That's the penalty. They get 2 free points.
But in the context of that, 2 points is a punishment when you need 3.
But that's the score.
So, okay.
So sorry, but
to
you're not
Wes's-
being rewarded. You are penalized by them getting free throws.
To Wes's point about, yes, you're going to do the decision to win, but baseball had a similar problem where the shift happened and the shift robbed baseball of a ton of excitement. And what did baseball do? Baseball said, we are going to change the rules to make the game more entertaining. And if you're the NBA right now, maybe you make this change and then we get those exciting finishes, and that allows a better product, which then means more money and everybody's happy.
But even in baseball, it's like, batters, you can hit opposite field. You can learn to do that.
But they took the larger sample and the
MLB's a great shout out because they had a lot of problems, a lot of things they fixed, like pitch count.
Pitch count's amazing, dude.
Yeah.
Jays games
No,
take 2 hours 38 minutes now. It's unbelievable.
I think those are all things. Those are innovations. All sports go through periods of innovation. 3-point line didn't exist one point in time in the NBA. You know what I mean? Like, you make innovations.
Thank you, ABA.
Right? Yeah, so for sure, that's probably something down the road they would do.
We're getting a little too smart now. I think that's our problem.
Yeah.
Like
analytics, the math nerds. Sorry, Kirk Goldsberry. But some of this nerd stuff has ruined the game, and we need to take it
Joe
back.
Mazzulla is like fouling up 4 now, and he's doing it like 2 possessions in advance. Like it's just becoming a free throw contest at the end of the game.
You're right. It's funny. You got to admire the craftiness of these coaches, though. Like, they're really finding every nook and cranny to game the system.
NBA is amazing in that sense. Like, I feel like NBA and baseball, it's funny. Like, they just kind of go through mathematical revolutions in their game, right? 3 is worth more than 2. All we're going to do is take 3s. Like, I think to me it's just cool. We're smart now. We're awesome. Let's try and make it a little more entertaining.
So I just made a reference to Goldsberry. This is something we've talked about before. They shrunk that lane to stop the dominance of big men over years.
Yep.
It's time to, and this is a Kirk Goldsberry idea, make that lane bigger again. You know how you limit 3s and make the game more exciting? Make it a little bigger. That brings a little more action down to the post, and then that sort of frees up everything else. We've gone too far, and now it's time to go the other way.
But would you say that based on these playoffs that the game is fine aesthetically? Just the nature of the it feels like games have been fun, right?
But let's. I think some Boston games where you got money on the Celtics, and it's like, go to the basket. Why are you stop shooting 3s against the Knicks?
Hey,
that was frustrating, and it burned them.
Yeah.
But hey, you know what? Hang the math will work out in our favor banner, Boston. But it didn't.
My favorite is when a team has a 2-on-1, but instead of the layup, they kick it
my
out
God.
to like a
Don't you guys go to the league.
32% 3-point shooter.
But that's just
What?
bad.
Why?
That's
Why?
actually-
That's not Steph. That's not Clay. That's like I don't know.
That's actually a bad basketball play. Like, you take the easy shot in the lane every single time. I think to reiterate this, very simple rule is to not allow take fouls in the backcourt. Once you cross that line, if you're frisky enough to go for it, go for it. Now, again, if a team's in, like, there's a lot of whole minutiae you can go through. Like, if a team's just taking a foul so they can get to the bonus, that's a different story as well. I trust the league will do the right thing in this regard. And to your point, Fab, the games have been unbelievable. This is us, I think, as big-time basketball fans trying to enhance the game even further. Because that game last night, Game 4, Western Conference Finals, was unbelievable.
Maybe game of the playoffs. But
unbelievable
here's
to
the
watch.
annoying thing, and we deal with this being in Canada, where like the puck heads and
come on,
this
man.
we don't
Why
want
are you ruining this
but we
podcast?
don't want to give. I hate that they have ammo. I hate that some jabroni likes hockey is like, oh, way to ruin the last minute. Like, we had our 9:15 Sports Center call this morning, and it's very rare that call starts and someone's talking about basketball.
Yeah.
But Poulter started by literally saying, why is this happening? And you know what? He's right. We had a great game. Why are you ruining what's supposed to be the most exciting part of the game?
No. It's the same people that say, oh, the 3 balls ruining the game, and then Shai scoring in the mid-range. Oh, but Shai, oh man, he's a foul. You're just gonna find something moan about all the time.
But fix this, because even the real fans get mad about it.
I'm telling you, man, you got a problem with something, you'll find a way. So, like, I don't know why you're giving them air. Don't give them air. They don't like it. They don't like it. That's it. As simple as that.
You can always watch Canes Panthers if you want.
You don't have to.
That's your jam.
Please everyone, man. You don't have to do that.
I'm a
you can
people
just
pleaser.
let people
It's true.
go.
You are a
It's true.
people.
My life. I don't need you.
I
It's all good.
personally would rather know about the top 50 NHL free agents in July than I would Game 4 of the Western Conference Finals. But, I digress.
So you don't need to please everyone, man. The ratings speak for themselves.
Well, go off,
Ratings
King.
speak.
Wes is angry.
On that note, I mentioned baseball earlier. If you want to have a great conversation about the NBA, go to a baseball game. It's quiet. you can have a nice time chatting with a friend about basketball. All right, do we want to talk any Knicks Pacers quickly before we go?
I mean, this will probably be out as just
it's airing,
before the game.
I just want a series. That's all I want. Please
I'll
give
be
us
like-
a series.
We're getting a game 5 at MSG no matter what.
Yeah,
so
give us a series.
Yeah,
That's all
I want cat impersonations and impressions to continue for as long as possible. Oh my God!
what the hell, man?
Hell of a quarter, hell of a fourth quarter, man. Like that was cool. I loved seeing that. There's some like obviously.
Hey, we're making fun, but like Cat that's the best
God.
Cat's ever looked in a quarter.
I thought he exposed Miles Turner. I think to me that's kind of Indy's biggest weakness there. It's like you're playing Tony Bradley minutes. Where's Jarris Walker?
Wes flagged this at the beginning of the series.
I have questions. I mean, Carlisle's a warlock. Don't get me wrong, but I'm seeing
some stuff going on.
Seeing
for sure.
holes.
Yeah,
I'm seeing
yeah.
holes.
Is Cat becoming so unlikable that he's likable
Yes!
now? Like
Oh,
I'm
I
almost
like him.
I'm starting to zag onto the I like Cat
Yeah.
because it's just so funny.
I hate his defense.
Yo, his defense is atrocious.
bad.
But
Let's all ignore how he won that series with his defense against Jokic last year. But okay,
as a help defender.
Yeah, no,
He's a big body man. He wore him down
Man,
over 7.
James Harden can defend the post.
Yeah.
Cat can defend the post. RJ Barrett can defend the post. It's just what about everything
Caruso
else?
can defend in the post.
Caruso's getting away with a lot, but whatever. Go OKC. We gotta see our team do well. It's okay. Yeah, Dort and Caruso last night. Oh my God, they're just clubbing.
You got
people
anything
left,
tonight
right, center.
on Knicks Pacers?
I like Pacers. I do. I think Pacers.
We're the only two who had them for the series. Right? Did West have them for the series?
I think Pacers. I have them in 6. So actually.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
you-
you need.
Yeah, that's
kinda
looking
working
all right.
out
It's
for
looking
you.
all right.
It's kind of working.
I wanted to work in
I
the
need
term.
over 5.5.
I wanted to work the term aura farmer into today, but I couldn't figure it out. So
It would be nice if road teams can win some games and then extend some of these series. It would be. I wouldn't like. It would be sad.
it's
if
a
these
wrap,
series
bro.
ended 5.
Okay, it's a wrap on T-Wolves, man.
Whatever the Wolves defense, man. I recall a team that used to like D up like they did in Game 3. I'm not saying OKC's gonna miss that many shots,
Fab
but
called it, man. They had a golden path. They had a joke of a path.
that usually helps teams.
I know,
That usually
but-
helps them as the playoffs, because the playoffs are proven more of attrition, right? Like,
But they're running into a potentially like all-time
I
great
know.
Oklahoma City team.
I know.
Oklahoma City have only lost 2 in a row twice this year. Once in November and once at the end of April.
Yeah.
Or sorry, end of March when it didn't matter.
And let's
The Shea numbers after a loss too are.
And again,
really-
we were going pretty hard on that, man. Like, he is 23. He's made the conference finals 2 years in a row. I do think it's a bad, it's an X on him that if they end up losing in 5, that it happens 2 years in a row, and he's the second best player in each of those series. Yeah. But he is very young. You want to see some maturity there. Let's see some gumption in Game 5, huh? Let's see what we got.
OKC's winning by 30. All right, that's for
Bet it.
Basketball Island. Yeah,
Bet it.
I think I won't.
Show me the slip.
I will. I
Flip it.
always do. You can catch us on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. We'll see you next week.
Playoffs.